I believe the best things about Warren have nothing to do with investing, but they have everything to do with leading a great life.
Mohnish, thank you very much for joining us today.
You're most welcome.
You are one of the noted value investors, one of those who is an admirer of Warren Buffett. What did you take from Warren Buffett, and what do you do differently from Warren Buffett? You're not a clone.
Well, you know, we will never have another Warren. I think Warren is a very unique person. And also, I think that his investing prowess is so strong that many of his other attributes and I would say his other qualities get ignored. I believe the best things about Warren have nothing to do with investing, but they have everything to do with leading a great life. So many of the things, I think most of the great things I've taken from Warren have more to do with life than investing.
Such as?
Well, such as, you know, how to raise a family, interaction with friends, the importance of keeping your ego in check, you know, humility, just a whole bunch of different attributes, the importance of candor, the importance of integrity, just all these, the soft skills that are very important in life.
They do interconnect. Now, in terms of how you approach an investment, you, I think, probably pay more attention to intangibles than perhaps Warren Buffett or Ben Graham might have done.
Well, Warren pays attention to intangibles, but Ben Graham was very much a tangible guy.
Right.
And yeah, so we're looking at the qualitative as well as the quantitative. And yeah, so I would say that one way to look at that is to consider what Charlie Munger would call his lattice work of mental models. So when you look at a business, look at it in a broader context of how it fits into the world. And sometimes if you can see it in a light that the world is not seeing it in, that can give you an edge.
Munger also said you have three choices: yes, no, or too difficult. You subscribe to that too.
That's right, and 98% is too difficult.
So that gets to knowing your areas of competency. You share Warren Buffett's antipathy to technology. Not that you dislike it, but you just don't feel you're going to bring value added there.
Yeah, you know, my degrees are in computer engineering. I spent a lot of time in the tech industry, and I like to say that I don't invest in tech because I spent time in it. And I saw firsthand that the durability of technology moats is many times an oxymoron.
Now, quickly define moats in terms of a business that keeps competition away.
Well, you know, if you talk to Michael Porter, he would give you 5 books on what is meant by, you know, strategy and competitive advantage and durable competitive advantage. And if you talk to Warren and Charlie, they would just say it's a moat, and they'd break it down to one word. But basically, it's the ability of a business to have some type of an enduring competitive advantage that allows it to earn a better than average rate of return over an extended period of time. So some businesses have narrow moats, some have broad moats, some have moats that are deep but get filled up pretty quickly. So what you want is a business that has a deep moat with lots of piranha in it, and that's getting deeper by the day. That's a great business.
So summing up in terms of what do you think do you bring to value investing that others perhaps don't, that give you a unique edge?
I think the biggest edge would be attitude. So, you know, Charlie Munger likes to say that you don't make money when you buy stocks, and you don't make money when you sell stocks. You make money by waiting. And so the single biggest advantage a value investor has is not IQ. It's patience and waiting for the right pitch, and waiting for many years for the right pitch.
So what's that saying of Pascal that you like about just sitting in the room?
All man's miseries stem from his inability to sit in a room alone and do nothing. And all I'd like to do to adapt Pascal is all investment managers' miseries stem from their inability to sit alone in a room and do nothing.
So you don't feel the need to pick 10 stocks a quarter or one stock a quarter, just what turns up?
You know, actually, I think that the way the investment business is set up, it's actually set up the wrong way. The correct way to set it up is to have gentlemen of leisure who go about their leisurely tasks. And when the world is severely fearful, is when they put their leisurely task aside and go to work. That would be the ideal way to set up the investment business.
Does this tie into your ideas and other value investors' ideas of low risk, high uncertainty?
That's right. I mean, I think the low risk, high uncertainty is really something I borrowed from entrepreneurs and the Patels in India or the Richard Bransons of the world. Basically, if you study entrepreneurs, there is a misnomer. People think that entrepreneurs take risk. And they get rewarded because they take risk. In reality, entrepreneurs do everything they can to minimize risk. They are not interested in taking risk. They want free lunches, and they go after free lunches. And so if you study any number of entrepreneurs, from Ray Kroc to Herb Schultz at Starbucks, and to even Buffett and Munger and so on, what you'll find is that they have repeatedly made bets which are low-risk bets, which have high return possibilities. So they're not going high risk, high return. They're going low risk, high return. And even with Bill Gates, for example, the total amount of capital that ever went into Microsoft was less than 50,000 between the time it started and today. That's the total amount of capital that went into the company. So Microsoft, you cannot say was a high-risk venture because there was no capital deployed. But it had high uncertainty. Bill Gates could have gone bankrupt, or Bill Gates could have ended up the wealthiest person on the Forbes 400. And he ended up at the extreme end of the bell curve, and that's fine. But he did not take risk to get there. He was comfortable with uncertainty. So entrepreneurs are great at dealing with uncertainty and also very good at minimizing risk. That's the classic great entrepreneur.
This is your almost third career. And this idea you have on uncertainty and risk. You started a company, it worked, you sold it. You started another company, it did not work. What did you learn from that gave you insights on investing that those who had not been in the trenches don't bring?
The first company took no capital and generated an enormous amount of capital for me. Then I got fat, dumb, and happy. And my second company, I put in a lot of capital.
You thought you knew what you're doing.
And I violated the low risk, high uncertainty principle. I got my head handed to me, and I got that seared heavily in my psyche. And now the third business, if you call Pabrai Funds a business, I call it a gentleman of leisure activity. But Pabrai Funds is again low risk, high uncertainty in the sense that there's no downside. It never took capital. So it's a great business.
So as a gentleman of leisure, is that why you take a nap each day at 4 p.m.?
There's nothing better. Do you have a nap room?
I wish.
You know, when I went to Warren's Berkshire headquarters last year, my friend Guy asked Warren, he said, Warren, Mohnish has a nap room in his office. Do you have a nap room? And Warren's answer was yes. Okay, so I was surprised. So I said, Warren, you're telling me in Kiewit Plaza there's a nap room for you? He says, yes. He says, not every day, but every once in a while, I need to go to sleep in the afternoon.
Well, there's something to that. My father called it having a conference.
All right, that's right. No, it does wonders. I have a hard time getting past the day without the nap, so the nap is a must.